Hello everyone, welcome back to the Pro Bono Happy Hour. I'm David Lipscomb, Director of Strategic Communications for PBI. This week we have a special guest on the Pro Bono Happy Hour, Kate Fritz of Fenwick and West. Kate happens to serve on PBI's law firm Pro Bono Project Advisory Committee, so she has a unique perspective on pro bono, which you'll hear in her interview with Eva Richardson. Kate also spoke to us about making pro bono part of a law firm's culture, working with firm management to include pro bono, her experiences as both a pro bono partner and a managing partner, and much more. We hope you're comfortable wherever you may be, whether that's mid-commute, on your lunch break, or simply working at your desk, and we hope you enjoy the interview.
Hi, Kate. Welcome to the Pro Bono Happy Hour, and thanks for talking with me today. To start things off, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your firm in general?
Sure. I am by, training a litigator, and I am now the managing partner of Fenwick and West. We are a firm of 350 lawyers. We're focused on technology and life sciences clients. Our largest office is in Silicon Valley, and our other offices are in San Francisco and Seattle and Shanghai.
Great. And I'm curious to hear kind of about your own personal career trajectory. You said you're the managing partner now, but how did you come to have this position?
Yeah, so how did I come to the position? I guess I've been a partner for a very long time, and I've always had some management-ish role at the firm for almost the entire time that I've been a partner, whether it was the leader of a committee or something like that. I really believe that Fenwick is a unique institution, not only unique because of the particular client base that we serve, but it's really full of diverse people who are really committed to each other. We have a unique culture, and we're committed to our clients and the community. And so I've always wanted to do what I could to contribute to making the institution better. Before I was managing partner, I served as pro bono partner. I served as firm counsel for a while, and then I was asked to be, I've been managing partner for probably 10, maybe 11 years at this point. So my trajectory.
Great. And how long were you pro bono partner?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember. I don't know, for quite a few years, I think. For quite a few years. It was mostly a transition. I was that until I moved into doing something else, and our current pro bono partner stepped in.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, then you definitely have a very unique perspective, having been both a pro bono partner and currently a managing partner. Just a little bit more about how do you spend your time on a day-to-day basis, and is there something you wish you maybe did more of or less of? Or
well, let's see. I spend my time spend a lot of time talking to people, individually talking to people within the firm. Spending a lot of time in meetings. Some of the meetings are meetings that I call. Others are things that people want me to come to because they want me to either know about things or give my feedback. I spend a lot of time talking individually to people about maybe ideas they have, issues they have, trying to help them problem solve things. And then I spend a lot of time thinking about all the things that I've talked to people about or that I've read about or that I think we should be doing or improving on. And those are the things I spend a lot of time on. I mean, it sounds very simple, but it's really, I feel that it's really important as a leader to spend a lot of time both talking to people and talking with them and listening to them to be able to steer institutions and to make them better and achieve everybody's goal. I don't do as much client work as I once did, and I guess if there was something that I missed, that is the thing.
And do you have any other advice for aspiring law firm leaders?
Yeah, as lawyers, I think that lawyers need to recognize that we're all leaders all of the time. I mean, it sounds kind of a silly thing, but I think that lawyers have a certain set of skills and training that put us in a position to, we are leaders, and we just need to recognize that we are that and take ownership of it. And so it's really important for us to recognize we have the opportunity and ability, and I think a duty, to influence and to create change and to improve the things around us, whether it's in our institution or in the community. And it's best if you bring that to bear in whatever you find passion about, and to bring that to bear in the place where you are. So I think there are lots of opportunities to be leaders, and you should, if you're interested in doing that, you just need to step in. You need to say yes when you're asked, and if you're not asked, you need to ask yourself and tell people what it is that you want to do and take those opportunities.
And you've demonstrated a very strong commitment to pro bono throughout your career as pro bono partner, as a member of the Law Firm Projects Advisory Committee, and by taking on lots of pro bono matters yourself. So what is it that's fueled this commitment over the years?
Well, like a lot of lawyers, I think public interest was really the thing that inspired me to go into law in the first place. I really passionately believe that everyone has the right to have access to justice. And it sounds really corny, but I think that being a lawyer is a privilege because we have that access and we have the tools to help other people have that access. And I believe that we as lawyers have not only the best opportunity to assist, but I think we have a duty to give back and to help others. So although I've always worked at private law firms, I've always made it a point to do pro bono work as well. And as I've moved into leadership positions, I think I've been in a position to enable other people to do pro bono as well.
So what steps do you take to make sure that pro bono is part of the firm culture at Fenwick?
Well, one of the first things that I did when I became managing partner is to build a dedicated pro bono team who are not otherwise practicing, on other client matters. And that has made a huge difference because when you have other people who are in the firm that can help you build the team, it's not just you. And you need their creativity and their ideas. Other things that we have done is we have sponsored fellowships, Equal Justice Works Fellows for many years. And, the energy and the passion of the folks who have been our fellows and the projects that they are doing really can't do anything other than inspire other people to want to do more. And, we work on a pro bono policy. Many, many years ago, we started giving complete hours credit for all pro bono matters for all purposes. I think that sends signals and makes a really big difference to people. And we have really large participation. Our program is not only kind of the traditional litigation things, but we have, and the team has really built a broad base of different kinds of projects that tap in to all the different skills that our lawyers have so that people can get involved where they feel like they can deploy their skills in the best way.
A common concern of pro bono leaders at law firms is how to best work with firm management. And so from your perspective as a managing partner, do you have any tips for our listeners on how to sort of gain support from management and how to go about doing this in a strategic way?
Yeah, well, I think that being organized and having a plan and having reasons for the particular things that you want to put forward are really important. I myself don't always need a lot of selling on things, but firms are big and there are lots of people that are involved. So creating a lot of allies, getting people involved. The people who do pro bono are often the best advocates for pro bono. I remember as an associate, I hate to say I was sometimes used that way, but I sometimes filled that role,
right.
where I would go in. And we all know that. And so I think just be mindful that management obviously has a lot of different things on their plates, not just pro bono. And so being mindful of that and all of the other sorts of things that one does when one is talking to people in terms of being organized and managing time and the like.
And for firm leaders who are not committed to pro bono, like you said, at Fenwick, that's not really a problem, but at many firms it is. So what would you tell them? And do you have any arguments for why they should be supportive of pro bono?
Well, as you said, I don't really see it as a choice. I think that law firms have a critical role to play in providing access to justice in our communities. People watch law firms and what they do. And as we all know, there are lots of unfair, I believe, negative stereotypes about lawyers that are out there. And lawyers are doing amazing, good things. And so law firms being committed to that and being vocal about it is, I think, really important for the profession as well as for the community. But there are also very self-interested reasons why leaders should be supportive of pro bono. Even if you don't believe all those other things I said, our attorneys in our firms really care about pro bono. They may be afraid to say it out loud because they don't know if it's accepted or not, but they care deeply about these things. And permitting them and giving them opportunities to be engaged with pro bono and supporting the things that they care about will make a big difference in their engagement, not just with the institution, but their engagement in the profession of law. And it's not just our lawyers, it's our clients that care about pro bono. We do a lot of partnering with our clients and with in-house teams. And there are lots of self-interested reasons to do pro bono, even if you don't believe it's your duty.
And moving on, I'd like to hear more about your own personal involvement in pro bono. Do you have any particularly meaningful experiences that you'd like to share? I have been forever changed by the pro bono cases that I worked on. I helped 2 different times in my career, 2 different clients gain political asylum from completely different countries for completely different reasons. And, if they had not gotten political asylum and had been sent back to their home countries, they surely would have been killed. And that's really an amazing thing to have experienced. And I worked for many years on a federal habeas case for a client who had received the death penalty and finally achieved a reversal of the death sentence, which again was it's kind of hard to top that in your career. But I had an experience last summer when I was working at a DACA clinic in a very poor part of the Central Valley in California. And I will never forget one mother who had come in with her son from far away in Central Valley, long trek for her. And it was the very first day that he was eligible to apply for deferred action.
So it was, 15 plus 1 day.
Mhm.
And she had with her, she didn't speak English, but she had with her this organized stack of probably 4 inches of paper, starting from his birth certificate to every single report card and summer school registration slip, and just absolutely everything from his entire life to support his application and to demonstrate his presence in the United States. And I just thought, wow, she had been preparing his entire life for that moment, and what a privilege to be able to help them.
Definitely.
It was amazing.
Oh, that's an amazing story. Do you have any other cases in particular that have really had an impact on you?
Well, yeah, our client had been, he was from South Central Los Angeles,
Mhm.
and had no prior criminal convictions at all, and his trial lawyer had spent a very small amount of time preparing his case, and spent even less time preparing for his sentencing phase.
Mhm.
Like, prepared the few family witnesses that that testified the morning before they testified, and the entire sentencing phase took maybe a couple of hours.
Oh, wow.
And it
Mhm.
was a very long process, going through the district court, and then going up through the Ninth Circuit before we got the sentence reversed. And the whole process probably worked on the case for 13 years. And obviously that was after the whole state appellate and habeas process had taken place. It was quite an amazing experience to be able to, in a death penalty case, you spend a lot of time, especially if you're working on mitigation portions, you spend a lot of time with the family and friends and community. And it was, it's just a window into a world that most of us have never experienced.
Mhm.
And I think that's another big thing that pro bono cases do. Not always, depending on the kind of work that you do and what you're drawn to, but you gain a window into worlds that you don't know, and that's what gives us empathy for our community and our neighbors, is by opening our minds to really understand better and see people as people and not statistics or newspaper articles. So it was quite life-changing.
So thinking kind of bigger picture, what's your take on how the pro bono community at large could be making more of a difference?
I think the more we find ways to collaborate, whether it's across organizations, across firms and companies, the bigger our impact will be. There are many organizations, and there are many lawyers and companies that are interested in issues, but going it alone is really not the best way. In the private sector, we might be competitive at the business level, but we really share the same goal and vision of serving our communities. And if we point our skills and creativity and drive and resources in the same direction, just think we can do a lot more I can give one sort of small example. We, for the first time, co-sponsored an Equal Justice Works fellow with a company, and we were both interested in Veterans Affairs, and our fellow was in Seattle, or our prospective fellow was in Seattle, and so Fenwick, we teamed with Microsoft to co-sponsor him. Microsoft is not a client, but we both cared about that issue, and the lawyers in both of our organizations really cared about the issue. And I think that there are just so many more opportunities for us to do things like that. And yeah, a lot of power and resources involved in the legal community. And we, if we can just harness it and be creative about collaborations, I think we can do a tremendous amount more.
Who would you say is your pro bono role model and why? Just a fun one.
Oh man, there are so many. There are so many. Right now, of course, Esther is very much on all of our minds. Her vision and the way she was able to execute on both creating and making the Pro Bono Institute into the organization that it is really, really inspiring. But really every single attorney that I work with who takes on a pro bono case, whether it is a large one or a small one, in the midst of their really busy schedules, whether it's saving a person from eviction or deportation or domestic violence or the death penalty, or to help somebody get benefits, these folks are just heroes to me. And when they come in and tell me about what's happened in their case, it's just so inspiring.
Well, Kate, thank you so much for talking with me today. It's been really great to hear about you and your firm and your commitment to pro bono.
And thank you very much.
Thanks again for listening to our interview with Kate Fritz of Fenwick & West. We're happy Kate was able to make some time in her very busy schedule to talk with us, and we wish the firm continued success in pro bono. To listen to more podcasts in this series or learn about additional pro bono resources, visit www.probonoinst.org/podcast. If you're interested in having your firm featured on the Pro Bono Happy Hour, please email us at probono@probonoinst.org. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Pro Bono Happy Hour.